Alright guys, I am going to say something today that might surprise you. And this coming from a real estate agent who works right here in Charlotte. It just may be time to consider moving out of Mecklenburg County, okay? Now, before you close this video, hear me out, because I am about to share with you, it is something real estate agent in this city will never tell you. Why? Because it's not their interest to tell you, but it's very much in your interest. Mecklenburg County just raised your property taxes again. And what is coming 2027 is going to be even bigger. And most homeowners have no idea it's on its way. So in today's video, I'm going to break down exactly what is happening with tax in Mecklenburg County, what is coming in 2027 reevaluation, what it means for your wallet, and most importantly, where people are actually moving to get more home, lower taxes, and better quality of life. My name is Daniel Koumou. I'm a local real estate agent with NAS Group at Keller Williams Realty. And without keep you guys waiting, let's get into today's video. Now, let me start with what just happened, because a lot of people in Charlotte have no idea this went through. Mecklenburg County just passed its 2026 fiscal year budget. The total budget is at $2.5 billion. Billion with a B, right? And to pay for it, they raised property tax rate to 49.27 cents per $100 of assets value. That is a 96-cent increase over last year. Now, on surface, that sounds very small. And for the average homeowner, we are talking about what, $36 more per year, or roughly $3 per month. So you may be thinking, well, hey, that is nothing. Why are you even doing this video? What this video is about, right? Here is why it matters. This is 2 years in a row that Mecklenburg County has raised property taxes, 2 years straight. And the reason they had to raise taxes is something that should concern every homeowner in this county. Revenue are growing slower than expenses for the county. The county is spending more than it is bringing in from sale taxes and other sources. And when that happens, the only tool they have is your property tax bill, okay? One county commissioners once said directly, quote, the expenditure have increased. The only tools we have is to look at increased property taxes. That is not a one-time problem. That is a structural problem. And that is going to keep showing up on your taxes bill year after year. But here's the part that really matters. And this is the one that I want you to pay close attention to, right? Now, before I talk about what is coming, I want to take you back just a few years. I would say 3 years, okay? Because this is not a new story. This already happened, and a lot of Charlotte homeowners are still feeling this. In fact, I was in Charlotte when this happened, and I was shocked. In early 2023, Mecklenburg County sent out a reevaluation notice to every homeowner in the county. And for a lot of people opening that letter, they were shocked. I was one of them. The median home value across the county jumped 59% from the previous cycle. Let me say that again, 59% from the previous cycle, right? That means if your home was assessed at $250,000 in 2019, the county came back in 2023 and raised your home assessment to $397,000. And your tax bill went up with it too. But here's the part that really stung. And this is something I saw firsthand working with family in this market. Pay attention to this. The biggest increase were not in the expensive neighborhood. The highest value home in Myers Park, South Park, those went up around 49%. But the home in lower price community, East, West, and North Uptown, some of those went up to over 100%. In certain area, the value more than double in 4 years, okay? I recall one specific number that stayed with me. A homeowner with a property value at $140,000 got an assessment 4 years later at $297,000. I mean, double. And the tax bill went up a lot too. So for a family in a lower income neighborhood already stretched stand every month, that property tax increase represents a real money, and it is money that never stopped coming. So city lawyer at the time said publicly, yeah, they did. They were concerned. One councilman member said directly they had to be very careful not to add extra burden on residents, especially the most vulnerable residents who were already seeing the highest property value increase and were struggling. That was then. That was 2023. Charlotte has kept growing since then. More jobs have arrived. More people are moving here. I was having a conversation. I believe we are almost 150 people moving to Charlotte every day. Okay. Home prices have kept climbing. So when the 2027 reevaluation letter goes out, and there will, history tell us exactly what to expect. So mark this date, March 2027, 11 months from now. That is when Mecklenburg County is scheduled to send out property reevaluation notice to every single homeowner in the county. And if history tells us anything, those notices are going to come with some very big numbers. Here is how it works. Every 4 years, Mecklenburg County reassesses the value for every piece of property in the county, all the 400 plus parcels that we have in Mecklenburg County. They look at what the home are selling for, update your assessed value to match its current market condition, and your tax bill adjusts with it too. Now think about where we are today compared to 2023. Charlotte has kept growing. I did a video about SMBC just announced 2,000 jobs coming into Charlotte. In fact, on the news, I would say 2 days ago, they just secured a place uptown that they are leasing, right? Scout Motors, Maersk, Capital Group. More people are arriving every single day. Home prices have stayed strong. The 2027 reevaluation is going to reflect all of that growth. And here's the part nobody is saying out loud. The county also just told us that revenue are growing slower than expenses. That means when the 2027 reevaluation comes and assessed value goes up across the board, do not count on the county lowering property tax rate enough to fully absorb the impact. Now, they need the money. The math is simple. This is not a scare tactics by no means. It is history repeating itself, and the time to plan for it is now, okay? Before that letter lands in your mailbox. So let me pull real number on this right now. So let's just say effective property tax rate in Mecklenburg is around 0.71% of your home value per year. So on a $400,000 home, that's roughly $2,800 in county taxes. On a $500,000 home, closer to $3,500 per year in county taxes. Right? Fast forward March 2027, reevaluation put your assessed value up to 30 to 40%, which will be, I would say, modest compared to what happened in 2023. And the county adjusts the rate even slightly. You could be looking at a tax bill that is $500 to $1,000 higher than per year than what you are paying today. So if you're paying $2,800 and the new assessment comes in 2027, March 2027, and they bump it up 20, 30, 40%. So that is $500 to $1,000 a month extra. So you go from $2,850, 28 some, $2,840 that we said, to $3,840 on the same home, right? Over 10 years, that is $5,000 to $10,000 in extra taxes on the same home. Money that could have gone toward your child education, toward paying off debt, toward second property. And this is happening in a city where rent has already gone up 35% in 5 years, where the median home sale price here is pushing $400,000 and above, and where the cost of living keeps climbing every year. At some point, the math stops working, right? It does. The math stops working. A lot of families in Charlotte are getting very close to that point. Now, here's the part of this video I really want you to hear, because this is where it gets practical. People are already voting with their feet, and the place they are moving to are not far. We are talking about nearby counties that offer dramatically better value for homeowners. Let me walk you through the process. Union County, Indian Trail, and Monroe. I did a video about these two towns. Union County property tax rate is significantly lower than Mecklenburg, and here is what you get for that lower tax rate. New construction home in 380, I would say 350, anywhere between 350 to 500,000 range. That will cost 100,000 to 150,000 more in Mecklenburg County or in the Charlotte area. Beautiful home, you get 4-bedroom, 3-bathroom, 2-car garage, modern finishes, and some of the best run school in the entire state of North Carolina. Okay, I have moved a lot of family out here in Union County, and none of them have looked back. Second, Cabarrus County, Concord, Kannapolis, about 20 minutes north of Uptown. Lower tax rate than Mecklenburg County, growing fast, a lot of new construction, and Cabarrus County School run great program, early college program where your kid can earn a free associate degree while still in high school. My daughter just enrolled in one of these programs. The Concord International Festival every year tell you everything about how diverse and welcoming this community is. And Concord is only 15 minutes from Charlotte. Gaston County, looking at Belmont, Crimson. These two towns surprised a lot of people. Gaston County, specifically the community of Belmont and Crimson along the Catawba River, have become one of the most popular for Charlotte families who want character, outdoor access, and a much lower tax burden. Belmont has a small, beautiful downtown. In fact, I'm planning on doing a video and showcase Belmont and Crimson, right? Those two towns, they're flying under the radar. Nobody talk about them. Crimson sit right on the river, and they drive into Charlotte. You're right, 10 minutes or so, you'll be at the Charlotte Douglas International Airport. You're in Charlotte within 10 minutes. You can throw a stone and be in Charlotte. You want to push the envelope a little bit? Iredell County, Mooresville, Stateville. This is going a bit further north toward the Lake Norman. Iredell County offers some of the best rates in the region. Mooresville has grown into a full service community with a great school, great retail, a strong sense of neighborhood, and you are a minute from Lake Norman and all the outdoor life you can enjoy. And to be honest with you, some of those towns that I just cited, these are not compromise. These are upgrades, in my opinion, for less money, lower tax rate, in communities that are growing alongside with Charlotte, but without paying Mecklenburg price tag. Now, full transparency, I said this video was going to be honest. So let me give you the other side too, right? Because when I read this article, I figured I'd jump in here and do a video and just be honest and give you my opinion. There are very real reasons why people stay in Mecklenburg County, and I respect every one of them. We have property here in Mecklenburg County, and I won't sell them, right? If you work uptown Charlotte and want a short commute in Mecklenburg to work or like what Charlotte has to offer, Mecklenburg win. If your children are in a specific school system in Mecklenburg County program or a school that they love, that matter more than a tax bill. If you are close to family, close to church, close to your community, those roots are valuable and real. And there's also an investment argument that I always put out there. Despite the tax, Mecklenburg County real estate has appreciated strongly, right? Being in a county that anchor one of the fastest growing city in America, in the whole United States, has a real long-term value. I mean, we can take a look at the River District, for instance, what's happening over there, the Iron District. The fact that Charlotte was chosen by SMBC Group as the headquarters in the United States, bringing 2,000 jobs here in Charlotte. The Scout Motors, Maersk, some of those large corporations that are making Charlotte home. Charlotte, honestly, has that long-term, in terms of investment, right, is well worth it. But if you're a family that want the best and take advantage of today's market or take advantage of what is going on and be ahead, perhaps you might want to consider the nearby county. But if Charlotte is still home for you, with everything going on, these investments are happening and around Mecklenburg, and they support property value here. So the property value that revaluation that might happen in 2027, I won't say that it's not supported. Part is supported because of everything happening in Mecklenburg. So let's just be honest, right? It is what it is. So I'm not telling you to just pack up and leave tomorrow. What I'm telling you here is this: make a decision with your eyes open. Know what you are paying, know what is coming in 2027, compare your options, and then decide what makes the most sense for your family, your budget, and your future. Now, because too many people are just paying without ever asking whether they could get more for the money, for whether they could be getting more for the money somewhere else. So if you want that this video resonating with you, let me give you 3 things to do before March 2027, right? Since we're on it. Before those reevaluation notice hit your mailbox, number 1 thing you wanted to do, know your current assess value. Go to the Mecklenburg County Tax Assessor website right now and look up your property taxes. Know what they currently have your home value for or value at. That is a starting point. When the 2027 notice comes, you need to know whether to accept it or challenge it. Number 2, understand the right to appeal. If you get your reevaluation notice in March 2027 and the number doesn't look right, you have the right to appeal. There's an informal review process, a formal appeal process. You don't have to just accept that the county say your home is worth. I have seen homeowners successfully appeal and save thousands of dollars. But the window to appeal is very short, so you need to be ready. That's why I'm doing this video a year in advance. Number 3, explore your option now. If the idea of lower taxes and more home for your money sound interesting to you, let's start before the reevaluation in 2027. Let's discuss some of the options, whether that may be Indian Trail, Concord, Belmont, or Mooresville. I can show you exactly what your money can get in each of those markets compared to where we are today or where you are today. The comparison might surprise you. Here's the bottom line. Mecklenburg County just raised property taxes for the 2nd year in a row. The 2027 reevaluation is coming, and based on how much Charlotte home value have grown, those new assessments are going to be significant. The family who planned for it now, in my opinion, in much better position than the one who opened that letter next March and are caught off guard. Okay, I'm doing this video 11 months in advance so you can start getting yourself prepared. Now, maybe for you, you may want to stay in Mecklenburg. Maybe you don't want to move, but you deserve to make that decision with all the information in front of you. I hope you guys found this video helpful. I saw the notice today. I figured I'd jump in here and do a video to inform. It's part of my job as a local real estate agent. If I'm a realtor, I'm an investor, I want you guys to be aware of what is going on. Again, my name is Daniel Koumou. I'm a local realtor with Nats Group at Keller Williams Realty. I work with buyers, seller, investor, all across Charlotte area, all Charlotte Metro, inside and outside Mecklenburg County. Reach out to me. Let's talk through what makes the most sense for your situation. Now, drop a comment below. Did you know that the 2027 reevaluation was happening? Were you aware? Did you just find out through looking at this video? Were you surprised by any of those numbers? I want to hear from you, and share this with a homeowner in Charlotte who need to see it. Until then, see you guys on next video. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.